Hey Ryan, I'm Paige. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm your golf instructor today. Looking forward to our lesson. So just to get started, gonna ask you a couple questions, go over some things. Basically, a little bit about your golf history, equipment you're using for short game, and just different things of that nature. So just before we get started, do you have any physical limitations that I should know about?
I recently injured my ankle.
Okay, recently injured your ankle, and what ankle is that?
My left.
Okay, your left ankle. Is this going to affect, the lesson, or because I don't want to hurt you and I want to make sure?
Not entirely sure. I've only been hitting golf balls just for a little bit since I injured it.
Okay, so throughout the lesson then, we'll just make sure that, it's not hurting at any time. If it is,
Okay.
Definitely let me know. But since we're obviously doing short game, it shouldn't affect it. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. History, what do you, do for a living?
I'm in sales.
Oh, okay.
I grew up playing hockey.
Hockey?
My whole life. I still play hockey now.
Okay.
Golf wasn't introduced to me until later in life. When I was going to high school, I was forced to play.
You're forced to play, but...
They didn't have hockey in Florida, so
Oh, of course.
pick a sport.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what I went with. It was close in concept as far as swinging club or stick.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and I hear a lot of hockey players actually, like on the NFL and stuff, they transition on their downtime, even when they age, obviously.
Right.
They, are out on the golf course, so
Right.
That's perfect. The swings, like you had mentioned, are similar.
Right.
So you said you've been in sales for a while. Then I know sales, you're on the road a lot. So
Yeah.
how often do you get around to really,
I probably only play maybe once or twice a month.
Oh, geez. Okay. Once or twice a month, are you on any leagues, or are you just playing with...
Just with buddies.
Okay, with buddies. That's awesome. And do you have a handicap established?
I don't play enough to keep one.
Okay, so it's just basically for fun,
Yeah.
which is nice. And tell me a little bit about some, difficulties in your game or what you'd like to work on.
I was hoping to work on a short game today.
Okay.
I tend to be getting a little thin lately.
Okay, a little bit thin. Okay. So we'll work on that as well. But before we get into that, I really want to kind of get into a warm-up routine because obviously I don't want you to warm up cold.
Okay.
So what we'll do you have any warm-ups that you do, or do you want me to just tell you a couple?
Just some static ones where I just bend over and touch my toes
Okay.
and stuff like that.
So let's start with that. Let's
Okay.
both do that. We'll just bend and touch toes. My hamstrings are tight. Okay, good. How's that feel? Your ankle's still good?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Let's do, a lot of the times too, just to warm up the lower body and hips, let's do a couple of front and back. We're on a little hill here.
Yeah.
Makes me dizzy. Okay, good. And then other leg. How does that feel? Okay, good. And then just to see your wrists, if they're good, so we'll go here. Flexibility in your wrists are key, especially in the game of golf. Perfect. Okay, so everything feels pretty good. You look good. You look like you work out. You're flexible, so that's even better. So tell me a little bit about your equipment, because I see you brought some equipment here. So tell me about this. You have a 56, and then you have a pitching wedge. Mizuno and a Titleist.
Correct.
So is there a reason that you're using two different types of clubs, or it's just kind of whatever you...
Just a preference. I just prefer Titleist wedges.
Okay.
And just recently acquired the Mizuno clubs for a good deal, so I'm giving them a try.
Bargain shopper around Christmas time. I like it. And now, were these fitted to you?
Yes.
Okay, so they're fitted, and obviously that's really important with the game of golf. I run into a lot of individuals that aren't being fitted, so it's important just for solid contact, especially lie angle, especially with you chipping and short game. It's really important.
Right.
So if you ever do need me to fit you in the future, definitely reach out, because I do that as well.
Okay.
All right, good. So let's again go over a goal for the lesson today, and really tell me one thing that you want to learn. So if it could be anything, you said you wanted to learn, you've been hitting the ball thin. Okay.
Just like the more solid.
Okay, so solid contact. So solid contact would be key.
combination of the two.
Okay, so visual and feel, and you really want to make solid contact too. Okay, so let's warm up, and I'll give you one of your clubs and a couple of balls, and then we'll see, what the swing looks like. So just warm up, do your thing, and let me know at any time if your ankle's sore, so we'll stop, if so. Okay, so is that maybe your bad shot?
Yes.
Okay, so you're hitting it a little thin. Okay. Do a couple more. And do you ever keep track of like your chips and putts? Are you that kind of player, even though you don't play as much?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All right, hit one more. I'm just trying to look at, your stance, your setup. Your posture looks great, which is important. Your grip is perfect. Okay. All right, hit one more, and then I'll tell you while you're hitting what I see. So first off, when you're taking the club back, I see that you're really just leaving all your weight on the right-hand side. So it's almost like you're leaving it all there and you're not transitioning the weight coming through,
Okay.
right? So if that makes sense. So that's something that I see, a lot of times with individuals, they may be not getting the best contact because, the flow of the swing isn't correct.
Okay.
So go ahead, hit one more, and then I'll show you a drill that, you could do. Okay. Awesome. Let me show you a drill. Stand in front of me. Obviously, safety is key. So like I was telling you before, an issue that I see right now is that on the backswing, so say this is you, right? And on the backswing, all your weight is on the right-hand side. So you're just leaving it here. It's almost like you're loading the right-hand side instead of really focusing on the weight on the inside of the right foot and really getting a transition through, okay? So I'll do a shot and kind of mimic you. So obviously, because you said you're a visual learner, so this is something visually, this is what I see you doing. So weight's kind of here on the right side, you're just taking it up and through. So I'm not seeing the weight distribution coming through, which I would like to see. Okay, so I'll show you a drill that we can do in order to help that. So like I said, your setup is nice, your grip, I love everything about it. But really what we want to do is make sure that we're not loading up the right side. So a little thing to keep in mind, since you're a field player as well, just put the weight, just transition it on the left-hand side. Okay, so when you come through, you're not swaying, the weight's where it should be, and so on. So here we go. So weight, see this little movement right here, just feel this little, it's all in the hips. So left-hand side, and then really transition. If I had a belt buckle, it would be towards the target here, right? All right, so here we have one. Weights on the left-hand side, transition. Like that. So do you see the difference in that motion?
Yeah.
Let me hit one more because I'm a little rusty. I've been given a lot of lessons and not enough actually, playing golf. So bear with me here. All right, so again, posture, everything's great. Okay, so we want to just a little bit in the hips, left-hand side, back. See how that feels.
ball.
And then transition. And that was nice as well because the belt buckle obviously is pointing towards the target.
Right.
And before when you were hitting, you just left it back and you didn't go anywhere. Really, you're working on the transition, which in return is better for, distance control, is better for target, everything.
Right.
For you to come all the way through the ball. It's okay. All right, so we'll give you. So we'll do 5 balls without, so just try to, mimic what you were doing to get the feel, right? And then we'll do 5 with the drill.
Okay.
Okay? And then that way, it's a measurable goal to see, if it's helping you at all. So this is just your regular swing. Show me regular, what you want to do. Or how about we do every other? So go ahead, just regular swing. Okay. And then we'll do one with the weight transfer, and then more, obviously, weight on the other side, the left side. So again, move your hip, place hip, move it out, bring it through, beautiful. And you can even hear, since you're visual and feel, you can hear it as well, when you hit a better shot. Do you feel anything different?
It feels more flush or kind of almost less effort.
Okay, less effort.
Make it do that.
Okay, good.
Less clunkiness.
Less clunkiness, okay. Maybe, it's also, since you've gotten your clubs fitted, when you make better contact, it's at the center of the club face,
Right.
which in return is going to feel a lot better.
Right.
Sun's coming out now.
A little too bright.
Now, what club do you typically use? Like a 54 or a 60?
56.
Okay, 56. Perfect. And how's your ankle feeling?
Feels alright.
Feels good? Okay. You're noticing a difference in the ball flight as well, obviously.
Yeah,
when
more than I'm not.
Exactly. So it's higher in the air. The trajectory is nice. You're not staying on one side only. Your weight is transitioning through. You're keeping the weight on the inside of your right foot, which is nice. So you're going to see a better outcome and a better ball flight as well.
Right.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, I just think a lot of it is just not practicing. I forget things, what I should be doing.
Exactly.
It's nice to have a reminder.
Yeah, so it's almost, I don't want to give you too many reminders this lesson. Every 2 weeks we can meet and add on, but this is a nice start. Give me a couple more. So again, it's almost like, do you mind if I use this tool?
Nope.
So approach the ball. It's almost like we talked about the 2 things really that you can remember is when approaching the ball to put a little bit more weight on this side. Yep, that little hitch right there before, right? And then belt buckle pointed towards the target. Exactly. So really those 2 fundamentals,
Right.
it'll, a lot better outcome.
Okay. You want me to go ahead and hit?
Yep, go ahead. So what did that last one feel like?
Didn't quite get all the golf ball.
That was, yeah, the trajectory was better. I saw, the weight going over this direction if I were to have a tool here. So that's nice. And belt buckle pointed towards the target.
Right.
Let's do out of these 3 balls, we'll see if you can obviously get the trajectory that you want, and then, you know, basically an outcome that you would like. Out of 3, let's try to do 2 out of 3
Okay.
and see if we can do it. No pressure. Practicing, since you said you're visual, do you have anything placed on the greens? Are you trying to hit inside something?
Not always. I don't have nothing. So I just normally try to hit the green as close to the flag as I can.
Okay. So do you like to have something like I have out there, circular around the flag?
Try to be a nice little target area. I can always get it right up next to it.
Exactly. All right, so you're 1 for 1. Trajectory up in the air, still good. Weight transfer, not so bad. So
The ground first.
yeah. But it's nice too to be able to play hockey and transition to golf and have the same motion, the sweeping motion, or you know, it's relatable. So that's nice to feel the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do 5 balls, and we'll say what we'll try to do is get the 5. And obviously, since you said you're visual as well, to get the 5 balls, you know, in the target that's out there.
Okay.
Just so we can kind of measure where you're at, and the last, you know, out of the 3, I'd say 2 were pretty good, so that's good. I like it. A little long, but everything else is good.
little bit easier to find the ball, whereas before I felt like I wasn't really quite finding out where to contact the ball. But with the weight on the left side, it definitely made it easier to make solid contact.
Okay, good. So the solid contact is key, obviously. So, just to summarize the lesson, what do you feel your takeaways were, and how are you going to work on this? Hopefully, the short-term goal today.
Well, my main focus will be when I'm practicing these type of shots is just to keep my weight forward.
Okay.
And make sure that I turn my hips or my belt buckle towards the target.
Okay.
As I come through, as opposed to before I was kind of falling backwards.
Exactly.
Staying on my back foot too much.
Exactly. And do you think that it helped? If somebody put something here to feel the pressure before and then take it away before, or do you feel like that helped a little bit maybe?
I'm not too sure. I don't know that I would want something touching.
Okay.
When I'm trying to make this point.
Exactly. So maybe that's something, that's good for me to know in the future as well, when you're teaching. So short-term goal obviously today was to make better contact and then to have a weight transfer, obviously.
Right.
So it's nice because you could relate that back to hockey, so that's something to keep in mind all the time. And it was measurable because, to put 5 balls in front of you and then, to see, what the outcome was out of the 5, at the end, the shots were good. You felt, obviously, pretty good about it.
Right.
So that was nice. I always like to measure something during a lesson, so that's important. So short-term goal was great. Long-term goal, I would definitely say, to keep seeing me, keep coming back every 2 weeks for a short lesson. Could be 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
We can, work on short game, anything else that you need to, but obviously since you said short game is key, we can do that.
Right.
And then, long-term goal just being to, lower your hand